Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number 13 of I Build Your Teams series, where I build my viewers' teams to the best squads possible for my team showdown, or whatever you might be playing. Just build the best 13-man squad there that you can build with your MT and your current team. Before we hop into the video, if y'all haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. First team today comes in from Chris. Says he's low on MT, working on getting D-Rob. He has similar play styles. What would I do with his team? Okay, so first things first, when you get D-Rob, Dirk should be sold. As much as Dirk is, he's my favorite player of all time, I don't think he's all that good in this game personally. Jumper is an elite. He's not particularly athletic. He's not, I mean, he's not a bad card, but he's not like great either. I think considering he's sellable, definitely sell him. Put Embiid at the 4 and then put D-Rob at the 5 would be what I would do, because actually Embiid's really good at the 4. And then after that, you need MT to get like a couple point guards. I think point guard's your weakest spot on your squad realistically. I would consider Diamond Jonathan Kuminga as an upgrade over T-Mac potentially, depending on how bad your T-Mac is at the 3, although T-Mac can still get the job done. Point guard position is the main spot you want to upgrade though. Realistically right now, I think if you could find a badged out Diamond Kobe White, that's going to be the more affordable option. The less affordable option would be like a Diamond Alex Caruso, but that's going to be a good chunk of MT. I think he's very good though. I would definitely consider that. I would also consider trying to get the triple threat Park win streak for Danny Green and selling Jerry Stackhouse, because that's another way that you can potentially make a good chunk of MT if you do that. So I would consider that as well, if you are able to see this before that win streak has expired, which it expires obviously tomorrow morning when content comes out, or I guess at 10 a.m. Central Time. Whether there's content or not is when that win streak will expire. I would consider that as well, because that's another way to make a good chunk of MT is swapping Stackhouse. So you sell Dirk, you sell Stack, you replace him with Danny Green and D-Rob. You got more MT, that gives you more flexibility to get some point guards, and then you pick up a point guard or two, and your team will be looking pretty darn solid. Second squad today comes in from M. Just started playing my team 2 weeks ago, and he's got 535k MT. Open to any recommendations. Okay, so you have a good chunk of MT, but what you also have is too many point guards. Your point guard, shooting guard, your point guard, shooting guard, backup shooting guard, and backup point guard are all point guards. I would literally sit here and I would pick your favorite 2 of the 4 point guards you have between Halliburton, Reeves, Oladipo, and Billups. Pick your favorite 2 and run those 2 guys at point guard. Then you can slide Jack Marin over to shooting guard. And again, if you can get that win streak done for Danny Green, that would be ideal, because he's the best budget shooting guard in the game. So if you could have your favorite 2 point guards out of this group, which to me would probably be Reeves and Billups, I think, but you might, maybe Halliburton, maybe Oladipo, I don't know, whatever you think, but whichever of those 2 point guards, you could even pick up like a Caruso as well if you wanted to. Shooting guards would be Danny Green, Jack Marin. Small forwards can be Draymond, and yeah, Draymond and Mashburn is fine. If you want to pick up Kuminga, you could do that as well. D-Rob obviously at center is amazing. Ronnie backup center isn't bad. You need a couple power forwards. I would pick up AC Green, and I would also probably be willing to spend, well, I'd pick up AC Green and Al Harrington probably, realistically. In my mind, the perfect scenario for this team is probably something along the lines of Alex Caruso plus whichever of these 4 point guards you like as your 2 PGs. And then, so the 10-man lineup would be Caruso, Danny Green, Draymond, AC Green, D-Rob, and then off the bench, whichever of those 4 point guards you like, Marin, Mashburn, or Kuminga if you want to pick up Kuminga, Al Harrington, and Ronnie Cycli. For right now, that's probably what I would look to do with this team, and then save MT from there, but that's going to give you a better base level squad to work with, is basically what I'm saying. Third team today comes in from Mello. Says he has Moncrief selling, so he's got 800 KMT or so. 800 KMT gives him a good chunk to play with this team. His Gilbert Arenas is unsellable, so I'd probably leave that one for right now. Now, I would sell Clay as well. Again, number 1, get that win streak done for Danny Green. He's literally better than Clay, in my opinion, once he's got a couple of badges on him. So I would get that Danny Green and add like handles for Days Lightning Launch. Maybe a couple of the interior defensive badges he doesn't have. He's missing a couple of those. Kuminga and Anunoby is totally fine for budget small forwards. I got no issues with that. Jaren and Elvin Hayes, I mean, those are 2 really good power forwards. And then D-Rob and Sigma at centers is also fine. Honestly, 800 KMT. My recommendation would be to get Dr. J. Honestly, that would be my recommendation for this team. He is the biggest upgrade that you can make. Your 4s and 5s are fine. You could also try to get Wemby. Dr. J or Wemby, really decide which one you feel like you need more. I guess you could sell Sigma for Wemby, is an option, but I think for me, I would probably go Dr. J for this team. And then you have Caruso, Dr. J, Kuminga, Jaren, and D-Rob. Off the bench, you have Gilbert Arenas, Danny Green, OG Anunoby, Elvin Hayes, Jack Sigma. And I feel like that's a really, really good team. Next, you got Denilson, and he's got 2 million MT, all unsellable cards on his squad. Okay, so here's the question. Depends how much of the MT you're really willing to spend in terms of how you're going to upgrade this team. But for me, if it was my squad, I would be looking to run a 10-man lineup of something along the lines of Michael Carter-Williams and Alex Caruso as your point guards, Dr. J and Ron Artest as your shooting guards. Small forwards can be Draymond, who you already have, and Mashburn or Hawkes or Kuminga, whoever you want at your small forward. Power forward, Malone and Jermaine, I would realistically replace both of those guys. Maybe you go Jaren Jackson Jr. and Jack Sigma as your power forwards, or Jaren Jackson Jr., AC Green. Something like that would probably be what I would consider, is those two guys. And the centers can be D-Rob or Miles Turner. Realistically, that would be spending, my guess is, a little bit under $1 million MT to pick up Caruso, Dr. J, maybe Kuminga at small forward, and then AC Green and Jaren. About $1 million MT, maybe something like that. Could be a little less, could be a little more, depending on how much Dr. J costs. But for me, that's probably what I'd be looking to do, is add Dr. J and then add some of those other good diamond cards to upgrade this squad. Second to last team comes in from Ant-Man, says he's looking for a backup backup big, and he's got 195 KMT. Well, I will say this. You could be looking for a backup big, but you also have 3 point guards. And I don't think Kyrie's worth having, honestly. I mean, he doesn't dunk. He doesn't really defend all that well. I'd rather run Chauncey Billups. I mean, if you're going to run point guards, just run Chauncey and Jalen Green as your point guards right now. If you're going to run 3 point guards, sell Kyrie. That's going to be a good chunk of MT. That'll give you some flexibility MT-wise. Looking for another big. I mean, you have Bosch and Cat. Not awesome, honestly. And then T-Mac and nobody else is your shooting guards as well. Again, Danny Green will help your lineup. If you have Chauncey, Danny, LeBron, Giannis, and then and Sigma, that's fine, right? And then off the bench, you have Jalen Green, T-Mac, Rui Hachimura. Pick whoever you prefer more out of Chris Bosh and Cat and run them at your backup 4, and then you could buy a backup 5. Or you could just run like AC Green backup 4 and then one of Bosh, or actually that's probably what I would do. I'd run AC Green at the 4 and then temporarily Bosh or Cat at the backup 5 until you get D-Rob. But that's what I would do realistically. And then once you have D-Rob, you can get rid of Bosh and Cat entirely out of the lineup and just run AC Green, D-Rob, Giannis, and Sigma as your bigs. That's probably what I'd be doing. And then obviously Danny Green shooting guard, T-Mac off the bench, get Billups and Green as your point guards. And then you have Wampus Krampus. Okay. He says he doesn't have the best squad, but he's got about 500,000 MT. He may not have the best squad, but he's got some good cards on his team. Chauncey, Dr. J, Jerry Stackhouse, James Worthy, T-Mac. Everything else can go for sure. Okay. You got 500 KMT. How are we going to work this team out? I would get a Kobe White, especially one if you could find some with some badged out defense. So then you got Kobe and Chauncey Billups as your point guards. Dr. J and T-Mac as shooting guards is fine. You can get Kuminga at small forward, so you have Stackhouse and Kuminga. Make sure your Stackhouse has defensive badges on him, like on Ball Menace. Worthy is good. Another power forward you need is AC Green, and then you need centers, and I would get just buy the 2 budget ones, Brad Doherty, DeAndre Ayton, and then grind for level 40. And once you get there, you can pick who you prefer between Ayton and Doherty and run them as your backup center. I would keep grinding. Realistically, I would grind domination probably. Make some more MT for the squad as well, so you have the MT flexibility to upgrade in the future as well. But again, it's those budget cards. That Danny Green is an option as a grindable card as well if you want to try to get him. Like I've said, for pretty much every single team, he would also upgrade your squad if you wanted to. But again, it's cards like Alex Caruso, AC Green, Jonathan Kuminga at small forward, Ayton and Brad Doherty, cards like that at center. Like, just making sure you're using the best budget cards you can for squads like this to upgrade all around the margins and give yourself the most complete team that you can have. With that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.